I had a call today from a friend of mine, and actually, this is a person I had never met until today, but was introduced to me um, via my brother. This is a fraternity brother of my brother's. Does it make sense? I'm going to move forward. He is new to the modern hobby. Your typical story. You guys all know it. Collected back when he was younger, had a bunch of junk wax. Something sparked him. He is now a modern hobby collector. Here's what's cool. He has daughters. WNBA Caitlin Clark is what got him back into the hobby. That's pretty cool. That's pretty damn cool. Um, since he's been back in, he went from buying packs to boxes to now he just buys cases. He goes to his local card store, or I guess he finds somebody online, probably like a retailer blowout. I don't know. And he'll buy a case of say Select or whatever, case of Cosmic NBA or a case of, whatever it might be. And he's been tackling sports cards, consuming them case at a time. He admits he's losing money. He's having a lot of fun. He's opened some boxes with some amazing stuff. He did create an LLC because as he's selling stuff off, he needs to be able to write off, hey, I'm actually losing money. I'm not making money. It doesn't look like I make money when I get a sale on eBay for $2,000. I'm actually losing money. So all this in a short period of time, right? Gets into the hobby, gets the bug. What do you guys think about this? I don't know who's listening to this. I don't know who my audience will be who will pay attention to this video. If you're an old vintage collector, you're probably just laughing and damning this guy, and he's just a fool and a gambler. And if you're a modern guy, you're probably thinking, "Oh, I've been there before. I know the path he's on." I mean, one thing I said to him, I said, "Look, dude, let me just tell you, I know a lot of people like you who come in and they don't last long." I said, "This is not a marathon." And we chatted for a little bit. I talked about liquidity. I said, one of the hardest things is that you see these cards and you see these comps, you're like, man, I got a card worth $4,000. But do you? Do you really have $4,000? How quickly can you get that $4,000 and pay for the next, chase you're into? Interestingly enough, he kept referring to he loves to break cards. He loves to break cards. He's in the breaks, not sports card breaking. He just means he likes to buy his own boxes and rip them, break them, which I think is a really interesting perspective. I don't think people realize a lot of new people in the hobby, when they hear you attack or say negative thing about breaking, they think you're talking about the ripping of cards. He says, I feel guilty, breaking a whole case to myself. I'm like, so you're not selling spots or anything? He goes, oh, no, 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 no. I don't want to do that. I love ripping the cards too much. I like doing I'm like, huh. And then I explained to him about breaking. And I'll even say this to you guys before you go any further. I said, let me just warn you, breaking, just like modern hobby, this is gambling. I'm just telling you, like, it's just a different way to look at this thing. I said, right now you're buying a case to chase Caitlin Clark. I would tell you to take that money from the case and buy Caitlin Clark in multiple cases. And he's like, yeah, that makes sense. And we discussed that. Another thing we came up with too, we talked about. He said he opened up a case and he hit this beautiful Caitlin Clark and he got another great card. And he said to himself, I should probably sell the rest of the boxes off and recoup my cost. And I said, think about that. That thought you just had, a very logical, hey man, I bought a case. I've made some money off of one box. I have a lot of great value here. I think I'm gonna sell the rest of it off. Is not necessarily nefarious. It's just logical. Well, I think I did well. I'm done. He didn't. He opened up the rest of the cases, and then he said to myself, I probably should have sold it. I said, yes, it's exactly that thought, that mentality you have. You have to remember other people think that too, and some execute on it. So they realize if they pulled one Victor auto, they're not going to get another in that case. And what they're probably going to do is sell that case off in singles, or they're going to put it into a break. So you got to be careful about where you go. And he's sitting there going, whoa, man, I didn't even think of it that way. I said, sadly, everybody in this hobby has thought about every angle they can play. And then we talked about grading. It was just, I'll say this, it was a really fun, short period conversation. I know I did most of the talking. I know I bombarded him with this information that I hope he's able to digest. I encouraged him to, hey, Leland, reach out, talk to me before you do any of this stuff. Let's chit chat more. I gave him some websites to check out, some YouTube content to check out. I'm not going to drop any names, but it was fun. It was fun talking to somebody brand new to the hobby and getting his perspective and hearing his perspective on it as well. He's grading cards through a subber, right? Sent some cards off. So yeah, I'll probably be a few months before I get them back. And I said to him, I said, you know what? One of the best things that I did in 2024 is I took charge of my own PSA submissions and I now sub directly with PSA myself. And I want to shout out SCV for that, man. SCV was the one who really pushed me over the edge. For so many years, people said, why don't you just grade them yourself? I'm like, I don't feel like it. I'm sending it to my friend. He does it for me. I don't want to deal with it. I was lazy. I still am a lazy subber. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not like I'm some meticulous guy with, electro micro telescope, which isn't a bad idea. No, I just look at my cards, I sleeve them up, I grade them, and I move forward. But I big fan of the sports card grading. Anyway, that's my story. What's coming in 2024, right? Give you some predictions. This channel, I think I'm gonna start doing some sports card breaks on here. I really do. Down the road. I don't know when. I don't know. I think I want to do some friendly, educational sports card breaks for people. We can talk about the card, go through the card, answer questions, make it affordable, make it fun to get in. That's what I think I really want to do. We'll see. I've always wanted to do that, but we'll see. Kings of Cards is launching. That's on Fanatics Live and on other social media as well pretty soon. Kings of Cards going to be in LA next week. Guys, have a great, great, great day.